Hello guys, welcome to the movie recap review. Happy watching.
Take some sort of miracle pill while you were homesick. Oh my god.
Who did that? Oh, you!
Yes!
The movie opens in the dead of night. A man named Fluiger digs up what looks like a grave. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning strikes, sending him flying back against his truck. Dazed but grinning, he gathers himself and drives away. Meanwhile, Kelly, a shy high school student, stops by a store to grab some food. As he leaves, he runs into his crush, Dominique, and her friend Sarah. Dominique seems interested in him, but Kelly is too timid to hold a conversation. Kelly secretly struggles with an eating disorder that compels him to consume non-food objects. A group of bullies, Nelson, Reed, Tony, and Brad, catch him in the act and mock him mercilessly. Dominique steps in to defend him, but the bullies overpower her, throwing Kelly headfirst into a trash can while recording the humiliation. Before things escalate further, the store owner intervenes, breaking up the fight. Back at home, Kelly lives in a trailer with his mother, Bernice. His disorder appears to be worsening, and a doctor warns that his condition is psychological rather than physical, urging him to seek professional help. Elsewhere, a man named Red Elk performs a ritual, while Fluiger persuades a crowd that he possesses the ability to heal any illness for a price. A skeptical woman with a leg injury steps forward, and when Fluiger places his hands on her knee, she miraculously recovers. The crowd is stunned. Bernice, desperate to help her son, approaches Fluiger and asks if he can cure Kelly. He agrees. Later, Red Elk confronts Fluiger, accusing him of stealing a healing power that has belonged to his ancestors for over a century. He warns that anyone who tries to harm him will only bring harm upon themselves. Fluiger dismisses the warning and leaves with Bernice. Arriving at Kelly's home, Fluiger demands payment before beginning the healing. When he finally places his hands on Kelly, something feels off. Suddenly unwell, he excuses himself to the bathroom. When he returns, visibly shaken and smoking a cigarette, he touches Kelly again, only to be overwhelmed by an unseen force. He convulses violently, experiencing all of Kelly's ailments in an instant, and collapses. Moments later, he dies. For the first time in ages, Kelly sits up and tells his mother, "I'm hungry." Bernice, astonished, notices that the scar on his chest has vanished. The next morning, Kelly accidentally cuts his finger, but the wound heals instantly before his eyes. He tells Bernice, but she brushes it off, just relieved that his disorder seems to be gone. Later, Kelly's bike breaks down on his way home. Dominique happens to pass by and remarks on how different he looks. As they part ways, Reed appears and sucker punches Kelly, but each blow rebounds onto Reed instead, sending him into a panic. Terrified, Reed flees. That night, Kelly excitedly tells his mother he found a job. Suddenly, a loud knock rattles the door. It's Gus, Nelson's father and the school coach, demanding to know who attacked his son. Kelly explains, but Gus doesn't believe him. Bernice, furious, slams the door in his face. Afterward, Kelly shows his mother his newfound abilities. He asks her to pinch him, only for her to feel the pain instead. He even demonstrates that fire doesn't harm him. At school, Sarah lends Dominique a hairband to tie her hair back. During class, Kelly, seated behind Dominique, notices the band slipping in front of him. He picks it up carefully and hands it back. As their fingers brush, Kelly's mind drifts into a vivid fantasy. He imagines himself in a warm room with Dominique, where she tries to cool him down. Unbeknownst to him, Dominique starts feeling an odd sensation, and soon Sarah does too. In Kelly's imagination, Dominique and Sarah embrace him, their excitement intensifying. In reality, Sarah suddenly lets out a soft gasp in the middle of class. Kelly snaps out of it, tumbles from his chair, and rushes out of the room, leaving the girls confused. That night, they all meet at the beach, where Nelson and his friends are harassing Dominique. Kelly steps in to defend her. The bullies threaten him, but Kelly, now aware of his powers, remains unfazed. Gus, Nelson's father, tells his sons to back off, but warns Kelly that there will be consequences once he gets to the bottom of things. Frustrated, Kelly grabs his bike and rides away. Brad and his friends follow in their sports car, swerving dangerously close to him in an attempt to intimidate him. At one point, Kelly loses control and falls. But when the car hits him, it's Brad who suffers the injuries. Horrified, the others jump out and attempt to call for an ambulance, but the moment they see Kelly stand up, completely unharmed, they panic and flee, leaving Brad behind. Later, Kelly changes his shirt, watching in awe as his wounds heal instantly. Meanwhile, Dominique and Sarah come across the abandoned car and are stunned to find Kelly without a single scratch. He finally confesses everything to them. Before long, the police arrive with Kelly's mother, Bernice. The sheriff questions the group, but Nelson and his friends lie, claiming Kelly caused the accident by stepping in front of the car. The next morning, Dominique subtly hints that she wants Kelly to invite her to the movies, but when he doesn't catch on, she ends up asking him instead. Meanwhile, Nelson and his friends, determined to get revenge, put a plan into motion. That evening, Kelly is at home with his mother, who isn't feeling well. Concerned, he heads out to buy her medicine. As soon as he leaves, the bullies strike. They tie the base of the trailer to a truck and yank it, sending it crashing down violently with Bernice still inside. The impact triggers a gas leak, and moments later, an explosion rips through the trailer, trapping her in the flames. Kelly pulls his mother from the flames, but it's too late. Later, at the hospital, the sheriff returns Kelly's belongings. Red Elk approaches him, insisting that the power Kelly wields rightfully belongs to his people and must be reclaimed. The sheriff, skeptical, dismisses his claims. After saying a final goodbye to his mother, Kelly runs to Flueger's grave, with Dominique following close behind. She tells him it's unfair that he has to leave, then kisses him on the cheek. Encouraged, Kelly finally gathers the courage to kiss her back, the way he's always dreamed. But as Dominique pulls away, realization dawns on her. Kelly was the cause of the strange sensations she felt in class that day. Unsettled, she bids him farewell and leaves. Determined, Kelly picks a leaf from Flueger's grave and eats it, only to immediately violently vomiting. Watching from a distance, Sarah sees everything. Later, the sheriff drives Kelly to his temporary home, mentioning that investigators found evidence that the supports of his mother's trailer had been tampered with before it exploded. Just then, Kelly spots the guys responsible speeding past in a car. Fury overtakes him, and without thinking, he throws open the car door and jumps out. The group flees toward the river, where Tucker dives into the water. Kelly finds his discarded clothes, grabs a torn piece of fabric, and focuses his power, forcing Tucker to sink beneath the surface. Nelson rushes to pull him out, but it's too late. Tucker is gone. Panicked, Reed takes off running. Kelly moves to pursue him, but the sheriff arrives, forcing him to retreat. That night, he goes to Dominique's house and confesses his plan for revenge. She pleads with him, urging him to find another way. Instead of taking their lives, she insists he should force them to confess. The next day at school, Kelly taunts Tony, provoking him into a rage. Tony hurls a container of chemicals at Kelly, but the attack backfires, and he ends up burning his own face instead. Suddenly, Sarah punches Kelly in the groin. To her shock, she feels the pain instead of him. Kelly turns his attention to Nelson, ready for a confrontation, but before he can act, the sheriff arrives to help Tony, allowing Kelly the opportunity to escape. That evening, Sarah tells Nelson what she saw, Kelly eating the strange leaves from Flueger's grave. Realizing that they might be his weakness, they decide to gather as many as they can. The next morning, Red Elk gets permission to exhume Flueger's grave while Gus trains Nelson. Meanwhile, Sheriff Adler discovers the chain used to tear down Bernice's trailer and confronts the men responsible. Kelly sneaks into their truck, finds a drill, and inexplicably eats a piece of underwear. As Nelson holds the container of sacred leaves, Kelly uses the drill to wound himself, forcing Nelson to confess. The sheriff tries to calm Kelly, revealing that he knows about the power he has received. Dominic arrives just as Gus attempts to stop Kelly but is quickly overpowered. Nelson sprays the sacred liquid on Kelly, weakening him, but Dominic wipes it off before it can take full effect. In desperation, Gus grabs the sheriff's gun and fires, but the bullet takes both his and Nelson's lives. Afterward, Dominic and Sheriff Adler urge Kelly to surrender the power. That night, Red Elk prepares a ritual to extract it, but the power has been inside Kelly for too long. Removing it now would kill him. Panicked, Kelly tries to escape, but an officer misfires, hitting both him and Dominic. As she lies dying, Dominic begs Kelly not to relinquish the power. Determined, Kelly resolves to let the power die with him. He consumes Flugor's heart, experiencing the full weight of its suffering before passing away beside Dominic. Later, as their bodies are being transported, Dominic suddenly awakens, her eyes burning with vengeance, the power now hers.
And that's the end of the story. I hope you liked it. Comment down below what movies do you like us to recap next. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time.